So I think it was last week. Yeah, it wasn't very busy last week either, but last week I got a call for a gas leak. Now this house had been remodeled by the contractor. I had been there a week earlier to install the appliances in the kitchen. And yeah, so apparently the people are starting to move in and they smelled gas when they got in there. So I went to go check it out. First thing to do is check my gas connections, and I know nothing leaked when I hooked it up because I checked everything before I left. Everything was good, so I went and checked it out anyway. Checked the whole house out, right? I got a gas leak detector, electronic leak detector, a sniffer. That came in real handy there. I got that all done, but I tell you, it's not that hard to check for a gas leak, okay? First thing you gotta do is shut everything off in the house. All your appliances, shut all the valves off. For starters, okay? So that's the first thing I did. Yeah, so there's different increments here, but the smallest one is a ½ foot right there. So I put a little mark. And it looks to me like it's hard to tell with the camera, but it looks like it's moved a little. So let's go inside and see. I already checked all the outlets at the appliances. I didn't find nothing. So this is what I'm registering right now. This is the most sensitive. So I got 3 bars there. Go for a little walk around. I did this a little while ago, just for demonstration purposes, right? Here's my gas outlet. Nothing there. Do got a window open there, but then there's a furnace and the water heater are in the garage. I checked that out, nothing. But you go into the master bedroom here. Ghostbusters. Something's in here. Go to the rest of the house. Go back to the master bedroom. Yeah, interesting. Well, guys, I just did that little walkthrough around the house. Somewhere in the master bedroom, I'm getting a reading. That's not in the kitchen. And look at the dial. See my black mark there? See the dial now? Definitely a leak somewhere. Looks like I'm gonna have to put some shoes on and maybe go in the attic and trace down that pipeline that goes down the wall. The future they added. Now, what I was told by the builder was they put a future gas line in this wall for something. It's in there, it's capped off, but it's there. I guess in case you want to add a fireplace or something. That could be it. Let me see if I can find a ladder. Maybe I can get up in the attic and check something out from up there. Well, guys, there it is. There's the gas line they ran over here. There's a hole through the floor, and it's got to be down on the wall somewhere. So I guess now I got to go downstairs and locate the wall. Look, it even killed the canary. What the hell's that about? Well, at least it's a nice big attic. I'm not crawling around in insulation. Well, now I can go kick the shoes off, right? Yeah, so there was a future gas line installed. It was actually 2 of them, I found out later, that were installed during the rebuild or the remodel for a future fireplace, okay? And that was in the wall between the living room and the master bedroom, and that's where I was getting a hit on the gas there. So it's like, well, I confirmed it with the builder, so now I go, well, where is the gas line in the wall? I have no idea. Apparently they buried it in the wall. So I got up in the attic and I traced the gas lines down. Sure enough, I followed that gas line to the wall, through the ceiling where it goes down into the wall there, and there's a gas leak. So he didn't want me to fix it. He wanted to call the other plumber back who did that and have him fix it. Okay, fine with me. I thought I was going to make some money on that job, right? And then other than that, I had to go back, fix some bullshit, and I was like, what am I doing this stuff for? The owner called me up on a Saturday. What are you doing, Al? You know, the guy I work for, the contractor, says the people are moving in here. Can you fix some electrical? I got some electrical loose ends here that need to be taken care of. I'm like, okay. And then, what else? Oh, there's some thresholds on the laminate flooring they put in between the laminate and the ceramic tile, and it was like, I'm looking at that, I go, man, this isn't even the right transitions. There's transition pieces that go across. Well, these aren't even the right transition. He wants me to put this stuff in here. He's telling me how to do it. He's a carpenter. Oh yeah, well, just, you know, cut them and mark them, then we got to cut them down. We'll rip them on the saw and all that. Fuck. I go, no thanks, you can do that. I don't want nothing to do with that. I mean, I've done laminate floors before, and I put the transitions in. You leave a gap between the ceramic tile and the laminate, like I think it's 1 1/8 inch, and there's a little track you put in. You know, there's different ways to do it, but that's typically what the transitions are made for. Like, oh, I'm not going to go through all that. You want to do that? Fine. Just go get the right transitions. I was out of there. I'm like, what am I doing this for? Why did he even bother calling me? I mean, I know I need to work, but it's like, electrical? All right, so guys, it's almost 4 o'clock. It's 3:48. I left here at 1 o'clock. I'm barely back home. So anyway, I'm all set for tomorrow, I think. I stopped and got some toggle bolts and a couple of caps, cap off the old water, and I think that's all I really need. Maybe some caulking, some DAP. Got the 2 urinals here. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully everything goes good. Sometimes there's old pipes, and those old drain pipes are messed up. It's like, oh man. So yeah. So as far as that tub went, remember I said there was a special fitting for that? Well, since I didn't have one, it was too late to put one in, you know, at the last minute. Now the concrete's done and the tile was in. What I had to do is I had the P-trap in the floor. It's 2 inch, so I cut that out. I had a diamond blade on my grinder, and I cut the tile, and then I broke the concrete with a chipping gun so I could dig that pipe down and reduce it down 1.5 inches. So I had to get a 2x1.5 inch reducer, dig it down low enough so I could cut it. I had to be flush, not flush with the floor, but about that high off the floor, pretty close to the floor level to fit underneath the tub. And then I cut it with my Dremel tool from the inside, so I was able to get that in. And then I put a trap adapter, which is a 1.5 inch pipe thread by slip that fit inside my reducer. And this went flush with the floor like that. And then you put the nut on here, which is a slip joint nut and we're good to go. This is my tub connection for that freestanding tub. Since you can't access this from the top or the bottom because it's a concrete floor, I stuck the piece that goes in here. It's a tubular piece. It's not pipe size. It's 1.5 inch tubular. It's a tubular tailpiece. PVC. I stuck it in there, siliconed this up on the inside, and snugged it up. Not super tight, but tight, hand tight. And then I was able to pull the tailpiece out because this is a slip joint here. It's a slip joint, just like it says. It's a slip joint. It's not under pressure, so. Then I had to fit the tailpiece on the tub, cut it down so it's just about maybe that long. And then we had to muscle the tub into the room, fit it up, put some more silicone on the tailpiece, and then flip the tub over on its side. Well, and I took some 4x4 blocks so we could block it up. I could line it up. I got a guy on each side, and I was underneath with my hand guiding the pipe into this, the tube into this pipe adapter, into this trap adapter. Got it close, and I still had a little gap there where we had to take the 4x4s out. So then I put some more silicone on the tailpiece, and we pulled the 4x4s out and dropped it in. Bloop. That's what I came up with. Now you can buy the actual fitting for that tub, but you put it in, like I said, on rough end before you pour the concrete. That's $189 for that kit. Okay. This cost me what, a couple bucks? Just had to get creative. And the same thing goes on that lavatory. The drain piece was not for that sink, since there was no overflow on that sink, and that drain tail piece was made for an overflow. I was like, oh. And it's a special custom finish thing, you know, you can't just go find that anywhere at a hardware store. So I had to make a spacer, and I had another one of these laying around 1.5 inches. It slipped right over the 1.25 inches. It was just thick enough, has a nice smooth edge to seal up against the washer on the bottom of the sink. And then underneath, I just threw a slip joint washer on there. The galvanized washer that comes with that drain piece, and then the nut, tighten it up. Perfect, no leaks. Now that's not the way to do it. Should have gotten another tailpiece, but I got to make do with what I got. I don't want to drive all the way back out there again. It costs me like $40 every time I drive out there in fuel. It's an hour drive. That's with no traffic. So I made it work. That's what's going on with that. If you see that picture or that video, what's that on there? Yeah, I had a big old gap. I could put that on there. Nut, a washer, don't leak, water goes down, it works. Good to go. Had to get creative. All right, guys, I think I got it. I just hope I don't get any leaks because it's hard to get to. So there's my condensate. These drawers. There's my waste. I had to rig it up, put a spacer in there, like I don't know whether it's gonna leak or not. Damn it. Then I got a tailpiece, a Y branch, a trap, barely fits in there. Fucking crazy. Oh, hey guys, it is Saturday. Left the house this morning at 5 o'clock to go out to that, I guess it's a trucking company out there in Carson to install those waterless urinals. So I was out of there by 10 o'clock. That was good. But I hope they don't come back to bite me in the ass, because I don't like them. I didn't sell them. I didn't sell them the urinals. I don't know whose idea that was, but it's what they wanted, I guess. I just installed them, you know. So if anybody calls and complains, like, hey man, I don't know nothing about them. What can I tell you? They don't use any water. I mean, you put some water in the beginning, and it fills up like this container, and then you got to put this blue stuff in there. It's called sealant. And then they said don't put any water, don't use any cleaners. I came home and I'm watching some YouTube videos. I'm like, you're supposed to put the water in first and then put the sealant in. I go, I don't remember whether I put the sealant in first, then the water. But I bet you in a year they're going to want to replace those things because they're just, I don't know, they're all the ones I've seen, they're all smelly. Big complaint from customers, they smell. Take them back out, put the regular urinals in, right? Anyway, it's done. I'm home, just got out of the shower, washing some clothes. It's already noon. Made myself breakfast and everything. Whew. I feel like taking a nap. Didn't work much last week. I did have a job out in Carson, and they wanted to replace the urinals in this. I guess it's a trucking company, and they have problems with the urinals overflowing every now and then, flooding out the office. It's like, I don't know much about it. I was just told, here, go change these out. So I'm like, I did that Saturday. Now they want to go waterless, this way they won't flood out anymore, right? Now nobody asked me my opinion, I just installed them. But those things, from my experience, are nothing but trouble. They're a pain in the ass, high maintenance kind of things. You might save it on water, but urinals in general are always problems. They're always clogging up and running, or something's going wrong with them. They're just plain nasty. That's why I don't like doing service work like that. Just look at all the videos online, you see, they're pretty smelly, they're nasty. It's like, but I needed the money, right? So I went and I changed them out on Saturday morning. But I forgot to put, there's this additive you put in there, it's called sealant. And I didn't read the instructions, I just poured it in. Okay, good enough, right? I put the sealant in first, and then I put the water in there, and well, that doesn't work. You gotta put the water in first. There's a cartridge in there. It's a Sloan cartridge. It's Sloan urinal, but you gotta fill that with water. Then you put the sealant, and the sealant is like oil. It floats on top of the water, and that seals from any odor or smell coming out of this cartridge thing. And that's it. No more water. You don't wash the thing with water. You have to. They sell some kind of spray. You're supposed to spray and wipe it out. Who wants to do that, right? But anyway, since I didn't install this stuff correctly, I'm gonna have to go back tomorrow and do that. It only takes 3 to 10 ounces. So what happens is, since I put the sealant in first, and then I dumped water in there, it just flushed the sealant out. So now there's nothing but put water in there. People start using it, start peeing in there. Now the urine just sits like in a cup of water, and it smells and all that stuff. So I don't want to go back there for any issues of smells. I want to go ahead and put this in. Bought this out of my own pocket. I'll try to get the money back reimbursed, but it's a drive out to Carson. But I better do this because I don't want any issues, right? So that's all. That's it with that. I'd stay away from those waterless urinals if I was you. I think number one issue is the custodial help doesn't know how to clean them. You know, they're used to just everything, rinse everything off, throw some water in there, right? Scrub it with one of those little brushes, flush it. There's no flushing. You can't pour water in those urinals. Otherwise you wash away the seal. So that's all that's up with that. It's a beautiful day today. It's Sunday. I went to the gym. I just came back from a little hike. Now I gotta make myself something to eat. I guess it's gonna be Polish sausage and eggs because that's all I got.